Flash! This is Roscoe P. Coltrane!
The F2 Show.
Keep shouldn't be at the meeting.
Anyway, we're going to go. We're having real good fun, and I love you, bye.
Right then, the green flag again, a game of racing.
Good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome once again to the F2 Show here on Stocks Radio. Did you hear the one about the Englishman, the Irishman and the Scotsman? Well, tonight we have that on this show. We have the Englishman, obviously me. Well, I say English. I'm Cornish, so it's different. But we do have a Scotsman. His name is Stuart Donnelly. Good evening, Stuart.
Good evening, Jonny.
And for the first time, a Stocks Radio Virgin. And I'll tell you why he's here tonight, because obviously we're all heading over to the Fair Isle of Ireland at the weekend. It's a good evening to Nathan O Kane. Nathan, good evening.
Evening, Jonny.
Good evening. Right, nitty gritty time. So it is the British Championship at the weekend. It's all good fun. It's going to be for the first time in I think 20 plus years that it's been over in Ireland, the British Championship.
21.
So we're going to be previewing that one on today's show. We're also going to be talking about obviously all the previous meetings have gone through. We had a bank holiday weekend which has just gone past, so plenty to talk about from there. Also, we have the small matter of the Gordon Moody hitting the illustrious 400 not out. He's hit the Brian Lara target 400 not out final wins. And also, we also have the small matter of talking a tarmac forum. So it'll be interesting to see anything comes from that. We have had some spies there. We'll get some information to see what we can do from that as well. But the show is not what it is without you guys. If you've never heard the show before, hello, thanks for listening. But you can, of course, get in contact with the show in numerous ways. One is the Stocks Radio Talking Shop on Facebook. Join that one. Still fledgling. Chuck up a topic, freshen out amongst yourselves, and if it's good, we will talk about it on this programme. Then, after that, we have the small matter of the Stocks Radio Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Stocks Radio. There's also, you can tweet us at Stocks Radio, or you can use the Spreaker Live chat option, which if you're listening on this on the Stocks Radio website, which it will come up automatically. It's the speech bubble in the live thing which is playing out. Or, alternatively, you can go into Spreaker itself, Spreaker.com/Stocks Radio. In there you can join the live chat there, and your message will come through to us, and we will try to get them on here as soon as we can. So, gentlemen, how have your weeks been?
All good in the hood, as they say.
Yeah, and obviously, Nathan, all things getting what's the word? Not nicely painted up and all looking spick and span, ready for the mainlanders.
Well, final preparations underway this here week, so practice night and Wednesday night will tell a tale. But other than that, hopefully all nearly ready. Hopefully I'll be ready for the weekend.
I see some of them already on the ferry across already, so that's interesting. I saw some pictures of a couple of cars on the ferry ready to go. So yeah, we've had 2 championships decided early doors in this period of this show. We had the English Open Championship at Coventry. Amazing amount of 75 cars again, and that again was with a restricted booking. So who knows what could hit if they would lift that restriction. So let's just quickly run through that one. I don't think that figure of 75 cars will be beaten this year. I really don't think that. It's the English Open. 3 heats in a consolation, second meeting in a row, and well, you can say Coventry is really going out with a bang. Heat 1 went the way of the defending champion Dave Polly from Mark Simpson and Paul Wilson, and Heat 2 went to the Anthony Riley, and then Heat 3 Barry Clough. And Martin Ford continued his rich vein of form. He took a consolation win. He's won on tarmac as well this year, so I think he went up at Crimmin, didn't he? Stuart? This year.
Yep, sure did.
Yes, and so okay, here's a quiz question for you then. There's 36 cars lining up for the final. How is the grid for the English Championship determined? Stuart's going to go rummaging for his rule book, as is Nathan.
Would I do such a thing?
Yeah, you probably would. Yeah.
Yeah. So, reverse averages in blocks of 6 is the answer to that. So it's reverse averages. So the person with the worst average starts at the front. Now, if I remember correctly, it was, I think it's played into the advantage of Chris Roots, because he started in the second pack at Taunton a couple of years back, and all he had in front of him was whites and yellow tops. So he was the pole red. Everyone else was down the high street. And he sped away and wasn't caught. That was at Taunton. I think it was 2001. He says off the top of his head. But in the
Don't
race
worry,
itself,
we'll correct you.
in the race itself, it was the man they called Dolly, Paul Wilson, 925, led away, and that's why it stayed until the very last bend. And if you haven't seen the video, it was the mother of all last benders. It was perfectly timed by Dave Polly, who took the title, and he was delighted with that. He had hands out the window and everything. So it's the first man to do back-to-back English. He joins Rob Speake and Barry Goldin as double winners. Who has won the most English titles? That's the next quiz question. This gets turning a bit like Mastermind tonight. Guesses, lads? Guess, Nathan?
I wouldn't even know, because to be honest, I don't really follow much of the mainland racing.
And what about you, Stuart? Having a guess? Having a punt? He's going to ease up the Brisker site now, isn't he? I know your game.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I wouldn't do such a thing, Johnny.
Well,
I like to play along as well.
It's a well-known Englishman, Gordon Moody Esquire. Won the English 3 times. Bear in mind, this has only been going for 26 years, so you wouldn't expect the likes of Bill Batten to have won it 18 times in the 1890s. No. It's only been going for, like, say, 26 years, so it's one of the younger titles in Formula 2. So, Moody's taken 3 out of the...
Yep, that's right.
3 of those.
2012, 2009 and 2005.
Yes, when he was 79. Yeah. So there you go. First ever win in the Grand National for Bradley Blythe. So congratulations, Bradley. Your first win in Formula 2. Then, right, let's head up to the wall on the same night, which is obviously, this is the 28th of... Where are we? May. And it was Cowden Beef's turn, wasn't it? It was indeed another meeting there, wasn't it, Stuart?
Yep, sure was. 24 cars, all good in the hood. Happy with that. All settling in nicely for a quiet night's racing, and then we all know what happened at the end, don't we?
Oh, yes. Now,
but we'll get to that in a minute, won't we?
Yes, indeed. So let's talk about the heats first.
Do we need to? Anybody for a buffet?
Yep, let's go through the meeting proper before we get to the main course.
worth noting first before we hit the heats in the final Grand National. Win for Holly Glenn in the whites and yellows.
Yay! We love Holly. She's been doing well. Was that in the Liam Rennie car?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, it seems to have come on leaps and bounds with that car, so it's good for her.
Yeah. What's happened to hers then? Is it still wrecked?
I don't know. I will try and find out for you. I will try and find out.
It'd be nice to see the lesser spotted Liam Reddy some point this year. Obviously, it doesn't look like it's going to happen this year.
No,
it's a shame, really. He's a very talented driver, but obviously work comes first. And if he's working in some godforsaken place where there's no star car track nearby, then it's not going to happen, is it?
Yep. At least the car's getting used. That's the main thing.
Exactly.
It's not just shit sitting in a shed rotting. So.
Exactly. So that's one thing. So Holly Glenn took the whites and yellows. Who took the other races? Now let's have a guess.
Roll of dice. That wouldn't work, would it?
Well, it's a toss of coin, isn't it? Usually up there.
Yeah. You're kind of right, actually.
Yep.
Gordon took the 2 heats and Chris took the final.
So it was Gordon Moody taking 2 heats and Chris Burgoyne taking the final. But in the Grand National, now if you cast your mind back a fortnight, ladies and gentlemen, we had the new Scottish champion on. That's obviously Dennis Midler. Dennis was on the show, and he said this. He says, looking for the clip, there we go. I'm telling you now, you've got a busy weekend of painting, haven't you? Or rewiring, shall we say, because you've just officially been announced as a superstar.
Yeah, I know. We've already done it, too.
The flash, and you've got the soul tyre on it as well, so that's great, because...
Oh my goodness me! Oh my goodness! Goodness me! 8:41, Dennis Midler. A huge rover for Dennis. Let's just check to see he's okay.
And it was indeed a huge good roll over with the campest piece of commentary you'll ever hear. Poor old Alan Mack. Straight out of Are You Being Served? Yes.
He was worried, though. In fairness, he was. I'll stick up from him in this one. He was worried that he would actually swear. That's why he was too worried. He carried away in the moment and swear. So I think it was easier to repeat the same thing in the same breath. So, but he's taking a bit of a stick about that at the weekend. So
yeah, I would have said fudging hell or something. Words to those effects. Flipping heck.
Yep,
that's a big one. Or what I tend to do actually when I'm commentating and something goes over like that, it's usually an oh. But it wasn't as bad as obviously poor old Laura Midler was filming it on her phone. Next thing you know, you see Dennis go flying up in the air, doing a roly-poly, flipping over 5 or 6 times, and there she's there having at least 6 kittens in the grandstand holding her phone. Fair play to the girl, she did well on that one.
Yeah, she sure did.
So who had that race after the stunt show?
Need you guess?
Let me guess.
Number 7.
Number 7. There we go.
Yep. Either first or 6, isn't it?
First or 6. And where did Burgoyne finish in that one? Was it 6?
Second.
Oh, second. Of course,
yeah.
There's a yellow flag. There you go.
Yeah. See,
that's
all panned out nicely, didn't it?
Oh, it's all turned up nice again. Yeah. So nice big score for both of them. In the chat box, who we got? We got a message here. There's a question from David Park. Well, this is one for later on, I think, which we'll be asking that one. It's about a certain driver we just mentioned, whether his attendance will be at a certain track in the very near future. So that was.
I've also had a message, funnily enough.
Yes, have you?
I've had a message from our favourite Formula 2, well, Blue Roof now Formula 2 driver, who is going to come on the show.
Yes, he is. He's got to come on the show. It's the law.
He's not getting a choice. He says the Holly car's away getting straightened still. So thanks for that, Simon. It's always good to have people on the ground.
So excellent. It is good to have that knowledge. Yeah. So you're penciled in for the next episode. Penciled in along with a new British champion, whoever that may be. Whoever it is, someone's going to have to go out with a roving mic with them. Not mention any age, Stuart.
Okay.
And so there we go. That is cow and beef done and dusted. So that was that one. Let's have a look and see what else we got lined up. Oh, we had Barford on the Sunday. So this is the situation we have on Sunday. We have three meetings on the Sunday. We have St Day, we have Bristol, and we have Barford. Now, traditionally, if you were to take St Day on its own, would it beat Barford? If we're playing stock car attendance top trumps, who would win out of those 3 usually?
Not Barford, anyway.
Not Barford. But Barford beat the other 2. They actually beat them. Not by much, but they did beat them on attendance. After me naysaying...
Win's a win.
A win's a win. I take it in. If it goes off your backside, it doesn't matter. There we go. It was surprisingly the highest attended meeting of the day, but it was 2 heats and a final for that man Moody, and a third in the national. Gave Gordon his best points haul of the season to date. 48 points. There's only 2 other points you can really score on. That one was 49, which is, I don't think he'll do that because he always wins heats. Never second. And a 50. Now, we've had Moody Maxes this year, but they were only 30-point Moody Maxes because obviously no GNs. And the rapidly improving Paul Sinclair took the other heat. Now, he